We're all happy elections are over with, right? Some decent movies on the old streaming platforms, right? Beetlejuice, and all that other fun stuff or whatnot. Um, I don't know, dude. Thought I'd hit it up on a Friday evening. I got nothing to do. My daughter's at Girl Scouts. Figure what the hell, provide some entertainment for people. So we are at this channel 451 subscribers, just about to that 500. Not that I really care to be monetized or not. I mean, I this isn't a living; it's a hobby. But anyways, it's crazy because doing a lot of these YouTube shorts or even some of the longer content that I put out, I'm always like adding music to the background or whatnot. And it's kind of funny because there's all these songs I used to listen to in like high school. That's how I know I'm starting to get old. But like listening to No Effects or Pennywise, Rancid, all the punk rock, and then like of course there's a lot of that really crappy rap metal from the 90s, or I think they call it new metal, like Limp Bizkit and Rage Against the Machine and all that fun stuff. I don't know. I enjoy it. It also makes me think, damn, I'm old as hell. And number two, I couldn't name you a heavy metal, punk rock, not bubblegum rock, like punk rock or any other like, relevant bands that are even on the radio or out there, nowadays. I mean, yeah, no clue. That's how I'm old, man. I can't keep up. I know who Taylor Swift is, but yeah, I couldn't name anybody else. Five Finger Death Punch, I guess. I couldn't tell you what one of their songs is or whatever, but I don't know. Anyways, funny fact, age catching up, but I don't know, man. It's funny, and then with Veterans Day coming up and stuff like that, looking at a lot of pictures from back then and from 2004 up until 2012, like having a shaved head all the time and like I don't know, just basically a baby still when I look back on that. I mean, nearly 20 years ago. So I don't know, just some fun nostalgia, just ranting and raving, whatnot. But gun content goes. I put out some of the first dry fire at home content for you guys. It's vague. I'm going to do more detail and whatnot with the next batch coming out or whatever. I don't, like I said, I'm not doing it to expect a ton of views, but you know what? If it's a reference or it's something out there people can watch or whatever, like I said, YouTube, I've used YouTube to fix my car, motorcycles, things like that. So hell, people that are out there shooting and whatnot, why not provide that service for them? And that's my love of shooting. Period, though. There's the Second Amendment, of course. We can get into the political aspect of it, but like as far as shooting goes, I mean, to me, I have this had this issue ever since I was a child, where like if I like something, I go overboard with it. It's balls to the walls. I don't half-ass it. I go, plunge right into it. And like when it came to getting sober and making a lifestyle change, that's when I picked up shooting. Uh, and I'd shot before, I've had guns before, all that stuff. That's not, I mean, it's not like I'd ever fired a gun before, but I didn't really get into it like I have nowadays. I don't know. I just have a fun, it's a good time with precision sports. I mean, you don't necessarily have to be a hunter, or I mean, hell, you could be a vegetarian and still, go out and shoot targets and clay pigeons and train, to protect yourself if need be. Hopefully, never has to happen. But references on stuff like that. There's always some knowledge out there that people have, and I don't have all the knowledge in the world on firearms. There's so many people out there, man, way ahead of me, way more qualified, everything like that. But it's always cool because there's always something somebody can add to it that you didn't know before. Um, for instance, some of these stay off the X drills. I'm sure you guys have seen some of the like still images in my YouTube shorts or long form content where it's stay off the X and it's like a drawing of a guy, artwork, X's, stuff like that. Somebody's like, hey, you should go check out this website. This stuff's all free. You can use for your content. it actually go along with it, you know. And so, you know, checking it out, it's like, man, this is great. It makes it easier to explain to people when I'm doing content, especially when it comes to training or anything along that line. The one that I am super bummed about is firearm maintenances. You know, when I was doing all the AR, putting on your A2 sight over the summer, you know, drilling and tapping the holes, pinning them on, doing all that junk. You know, I thought I had so much fun doing that. However, with YouTube and the community safety guidelines, um, unfortunately, that fell into a category of weapon modification. Although I look more at it so as doing repair and maintenance. But you know, there's no real modification when you take your old A2 sight off, and then you put a new one on that you know, do all the work for. But you know, that's YouTube for you. Hopefully someday that'll change, because I don't see how putting a sight on an AR-15, you know, is anything dangerous whatsoever, unless you're a complete idiot. And when you're drilling and making the grooves into your barrel so your A2 fits, and you know, drill through your hand or something, yeah, I could see that being a danger. But I mean, as far as manufacturing firearms and trying to circumvent laws and do all that shady shit that people assume that gun people do on YouTube, I mean, no, not at all. In fact, you know, I'm one of the voices on here, and there's a ton of us there that we think all the idiots doing dumb shit with switches and, you know, just unsafe practices. We all can't stand that crap, you know. And if a lot of people would take the time, even if you don't like guns, people that don't, take the time and look at some of these channels and actually look at the content being produced. And before you comment, you can always disagree. That's fine. Everybody's allowed to have an opinion. But when you're trying to criticize somebody and you don't even know what all their content is, maybe you watch the first 10 seconds or 20 seconds, or you saw the title or whatever of the video saying Glock or, you know, 1911 or whatever, and that's it. It's like, yeah, you know, you want to call us all crazy gun-toting nut jobs or whatever. Look at the content before you make that assumption. I mean, that's just, you would think it'd be, they'd be wise enough, you know, before doing so. I mean, I've had people who don't look at the titles of the content, and they're like, oh man, you did that all wrong, all this blah, blah, blah. Look at the title. It's titled, do not do these, or unsafe habits to break with firearms or shit like that. And it's like, you just make yourself look dumb because you're just jumping the gun because you hate something so bad you don't even think about it. Anyways, guys, that's my Friday rant. More shorts, more content coming out. Have a good Friday evening.